So today I'm going to show you guys how to create a basic program which will show how operations are performed on integers. We'll also in the later part of the video we'll also see how addition of strings takes place. So let's first start by creating a new file. And by the way, I'm using VS Code from now onwards, and you can use any editor you like, but I suggest using VS Code. And if you haven't installed the extension, if you haven't installed the extension for .py files, I suggest installing the pylons. It's a good, it's a really good extension for Python. So let's get back to the video, and here, click on new file, write any name like variable.py, enter. This is our main window, and we'll be coding here. And in case you haven't set, you can set the Python interpreter to use from down here. For me, it's the latest one, 3.13.5. You can use any one you have. And if you don't have any Python interpreter, you can watch my previous video for installing the latest Python interpreter. So let's start by introducing variables. Variables are a memory location in your drive. So when you assign a variable a name, for example, x is it, for example, sorry, sorry, it's just this one. So when you assign a variable or a value, for example, x is equal to, let's say, 12, and y is equal to 76. So now there are multiple operations you can perform. So the first operation we are going to perform is addition. It's actually a very basic operation. So we're going to name this variable as add is equal to x plus y. So this is going to give us an output of 88. Let's move on to the next operation. It will be, let's say, subtract sub is equal to x minus y. Uh, for multiplication, you use the symbol product is equal to x multiplied by 5. And for division, we'll be using for division is equal to x divided by 5. And remember, if y is 0, then you will encounter a number, because you will be knowing from basic math that division by 0 is actually not is undefined. So before I move on, I'll also introduce one more concept in Python. It's about comments. Comments are actually are notes that you keep for yourselves. They are not a part of the code. They are just for reference, like addition. So when you refer this code in future, you'll remember that this addition, subtraction, and multiplication, multiplication, and at last division. So apart from this, for basic operations, there are many operations you can do on integers. But for that, let's just print the output. For printing anything on the terminal, we use the function print. Print will display the output. For example, add, print add, control S, and F5, and you'll see the output in this terminal. And here it is, 88. So now let's write print sub, and print row, and let's change this a bit. Print division minus subtraction, and let's see what happens. I mean, F5. So let's run the code, and we'll see the output in a few seconds. And here it is, 88, 88 minus 64, 912, and 64.1. dash. So now let's move on to next part. Other operations that we can do on integers. We'll be first observing something called floor division. Floor division is actually a kind of division where the output will be rounded up to the nearest integer. Uh, for example, let's say is equal to 3 2. So normally, if we use normal division, output will be 1.5. But let's check what's the difference. 5, and here it is 1. It is rounded up. So the answer you'll get will always be in integers. This will be great in use when we'll be observing when we'll be observing for loops, or when we'll be going on to loops. So the next type of operation we'll be learning is modulus. Uh, so modulus is actually like the remainder we get after division. It's actually very useful for conditionals, which we'll be seeing in the next video. So modulus, let's take an example to understand it. So 9 percentage is assigned for modulus. 9% 4. No, let's take 5. 9% 5. And let's check what will the modulus print mode is F5. And let's see. The modulus is 4, because when we do it 5 by 9, the remainder we get is 4. So this will actually help us in the conditionals in the next video. So please be sure to know it properly. So now, after this, there are many more operations, but now we'll only be focusing on two of them now. It's you could say power or exponent. Exponent. Uh, it's quite simple. This multiplication sign, you just have to repeat the multiplication sign twice. Like r square is equal to, let's just say, power is equal to x. X is 12, so x, and x raised to, let's say, 2. So we know 12 square is 144, and let's check the output once more. So let's F5, and oh, sorry, there's an error over here. There's not a 2. Restart. Let's go. It's 4 and 144. So earlier there's the printing of mode, so there's the 4. Otherwise, it's just 144. Now the next is actually, it's you could say it's related to exponents, but I'm keeping it separate for easier explanations. It's you could say square roots or cube roots for now. So SQR T. Let's just give it square root is equal to, let's take an example of 169 uh, raised to 1. Make sure to keep it in brackets, because it will by Pemda's rule, it will automatically do like 116 and raised to 1 divided by 2. So make sure to keep it in bracket to make this do before. So Control S F5, and oh yeah, sorry, we didn't actually print it. So we'll need to print it. How are we supposed to get an output without printing it? SQ press F5. Let's see if it works this time. And here it is, 30. By default, it's a float number, so there's a decimal point. Okay, so this is it for now. Now will be this is it for integers. Now we'll be moving towards strings. Strings are actually a character of any symbol. You could say, for example, you could take an example of string is equal to code, or animal is equal to, let's just take tiger. So it is like the string will store the value in like any symbols are allowed. For example, you can even keep it 9, bracket, hashtag, l, anything you like. Unlike integers, which only allow numbers in it, numbers. So, and by the way, in integers, numbers are specifically, you could say, non-decimal numbers. Like you can't have decimals in an integer. For decimals, we have another data type. We'll look forward to it later. So let's print let's say name of lesson F5. Yeah, the output is code. So now let's also print a tiger with this. So it S5. There it is. 13.0 code tiger. Great. So now let's try adding two strings. Let's see what happens if we add two strings. Uh, let's say tag is equal to name plus. We are keeping a space to make it look better. Uh, and animal. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Of course. There will be a sign over here, the addition sign, and we'll print the tag. Nice. And you'll see it will be printed as a code tiger. Yeah, code tiger. So it's actually useful when you want to when we'll be taking input from the user. You don't know what the input will be. So if you want to add something to it, we'll need to use this method of adding to strings. So this is it for now, and be sure to practice whatever you have learned currently, because practice makes a man perfect. So be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for further videos.